welcome back to the 88th episode of the TundraCast, ladies and gentlemen. Today I got Nick
Hi.
and Rossi.
Hi. I don't know if I'll do the same thing Nick just did. That was weird.
I just said hi.
Oh, you were like,
what's wrong with that?
hi.
Yeah, what's
I
wrong with
said
that?
hi.
You just say hi.
What did you want me to say?
Anyways, today's the October 1st. 10 days away from the start of the season. Actually, no, 9 days
9.
away. Yeah, so I corrected myself, bud. Sorry.
9 days to the start of the season. Today's the first day of spooky season, though. Can't wait.
Season, yeah.
Spooky season.
Yeah, maybe we'll have some, I don't know,
Have some what?
Halloween-themed episodes or something.
We say that every time, then we just never upload.
That's because no one else does it.
NHL players.
Scariest looking at it. Rafi Torres. POV Marian Hossa.
I'm not gonna say what I thought. Let's move on.
Yeah, so we're just doing predictions as we usually do, and maybe at the end, if there's some time left, we can get into our early Cup Finals predictions. But yeah, that's enough for the intro. You know what? Let's start in the East because I just feel like it. All right, so we'll start in the Atlantic Division because I don't know, to be honest. I just want to start in the Atlantic. All right. So 8th place in the Atlantic. I think we can all agree. I got Montreal in 8th place.
Yeah, I do too. Sorry, I was yawning. I also have Montreal. It's clear cut. They're dog shit. They're gonna be led in points by David
Reinbacher.
Reinbacher. Yeah.
What, you don't think Yuri Slafkovsky?
Well, I was making a joke.
I know you're making the Carey Price joke. It was obvious you're making the Carey Price joke. It just didn't make sense in this context.
And then I don't know who Nick has in 8th.
I actually don't have Montreal. I have Detroit purely because I think their defense is awful. Like they're gonna let in the most goals. I mean, you've got
the Yeiser plan.
Justin Hall.
Woo!
I don't even remember who's on their fucking team anymore. You got to fill me in. I forget. Ben Sherratt.
Shane Gostisbehere.
Shane Gostisbehere, yeah.
Oli Mata.
Yeah.
Cider and Woolman are good, I guess.
Cider and Woolman are good. Didn't they sign I forget. Anyways, Jeff Petrie. They have him.
Yeah, Jeff Petrie's on that team. I forgot.
Yeah, they just don't look good at all on the back end. So they're probably gonna let in a lot of goals. That's why I haven't bought them.
Yeah, but they have elite goalie Nedeljkovic.
Dude, he's in Pittsburgh.
No, we have Nedeljkovic.
Oh, what? What the fuck?
Oh, God, you literally...
Were you not at the free agency stream?
You were on the stream and
Wait,
side of Pittsburgh.
They have Husso.
Yes, Husso.
Yes.
They have one... Yeah, they had one of the two used to be okay goalies.
I mean, Husso wasn't even that bad last year. I mean, did you see... hell, he had, a shit team in front of him. Husso was actually pretty solid, I thought.
Fair enough.
He's all right.
Yeah, but, I mean...
They're just gonna suck defensively. That's all.
I mean, Detroit. I mean, you look at their forwards, though, right? It's not even that bad. You got Larkin, you got the Brinkat, Kopp, Comfer, Perron, Fabry, Sprong. Actually,
It's just a lot of unhealthy names there too. Like Fabry, is hurt all the time.
Yeah,
and Veleno hasn't really set the world alight yet. I don't think their depth is that great. Rasmussen is
bust.
Yeah.
Raymond's
I don't know,
good.
man. Raymond's good. They have a good first line, first 3 or 4 forwards, and then the rest is just kind of
Yeah. I mean, you kind of hope that someone like Soderblom takes a big step up, or Carter Mazur or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of hope in this team, I guess. There's a lot of hey, maybe if this can happen, or if this can happen. There's a lot of variables, and that's not really a good combination for a team that's going to finish high in the standings.
Yeah. Well, my 7th place team was Detroit, and we just talked about them, so I don't really have anything much else to add on.
I have Montreal 7th.
Yeah, my 7th place team was Detroit, so
sweet.
There you go. All right, 6. This is where it gets interesting. I'll let you guys go first here.
I have Ottawa.
I have Boston.
Okay. I have Boston too.
Damn.
I
Really high
think
on
They
Bach.
just lost so much. I doubt Allmark's gonna be the same he was last year. They lost so much, not only like offensively and
defensively to
defensively,
Orlov.
but they lost so much in leadership.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think Marchand will be a good captain for them. Like, he's definitely the best choice to be a captain there.
100%. Other than like McAvoy maybe, but
Yeah, well, I think he gets to see
Marchand,
that.
yeah, Marchand's been there long enough. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer.
yeah,
Like,
go ahead.
oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, like you said, like, there's just not a lot of depth on this team anymore, right? You know, there's still Pasternak, there's still Marchand, you know, DeBrusque and Zaka, but after that, it's like Coyle, Geeky, Frederick, JVR, Jesper Boquist, Lucic. Like, it's not good at all.
Yeah,
There's no depth scoring.
And unless Lucic turns back to the clock 10
Which would be
years.
awesome, by the way. I'm just saying. It'd be really awesome to see.
But yeah, I mean, it's just not good.
And aren't they capped out? I'm pretty sure they're capped out, right?
I think so.
Oh, they must be.
Yeah. Oh boy. So I mean, like at some point the Bruins had to have fall off though, right? For like the last 3 years, people kept saying, okay, the Bruins are not making the playoffs. The Bruins aren't making the playoffs. Last year, I think I had them missing the playoffs, and then they set the NHL wins record that was 65. But no, like this is definitely the year where the Bruins finally take that step back. And yeah, I just think they missed completely. And
Yeah, now watch them make the playoffs.
why do you have Ottawa at 6?
I just don't like, again, kind of the same reason I have Detroit as far down as I do, because I just don't like their defense very much. I don't like their goaltending. Like they got some good forwards in there again, but I feel like their depth isn't the greatest.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I mean, Ottawa could surprise me, but they've also let me down so many times now that I'm just kind of like, I'm just gonna stick Ottawa down here out of technicality. So it's like half reason and half just I don't want to put them in a playoff spot and be let down again. So, you know.
And Pinto isn't even signed yet.
No, that's right. Like I think Stützle's going to be amazing again this year. I think Tarasenko could do a lot for them this year as well. I mean, Jake Sanderson could make that extra step as well. So we'll see, but I just don't see it this year for Ottawa, to be honest. They might get close, but I'm just going to play it safe and put them at 6th.
Well, he's getting paid $8 million next year, so you better perform.
Hopefully, yeah.
But yeah, I have Ottawa 5th, and I have them taking a wildcard 2 spot. You know, I actually like their defense a lot, to be honest. I like Thomas Chabot. Adding Chikrin is a great move. He has to stay healthy, basically. Sanderson is good. I like Zub. Bernard Docker really hasn't taken a huge step up. He had a pretty piss poor AHL season, but actually both his AHL years have been really, really bad. 9 points in 58 games his first year, and 6 points in 41 games this past season in the AHL. But like, I still have enough faith in Bernard Docker. I still think he could become a good third pair defenseman. And like I think they're fine scoring wise. Like we said, the depth isn't the greatest. But when it comes to their goaltending, this is like the biggest question mark. They gave Jonas Corposella a 5-year term for 16 games with the LA Kings or something like that. Corposella's a risky guy. He's shown flashes of excellence, but he's also shown a lot of bad performance in his career. And like Forsberg is a good backup. I don't know if you want him playing 41 games a year, but the reason why I just have him ahead of Detroit is because I just like their defense better. I think their goaltending is slightly better, and I just think with Tkachuk there and Norris and Bafferson and Stützle, I just like the young core there to take them ahead of Detroit and get a wildcard spot.
I also have Ottawa 5th and as a wildcard too. And on top of what Shay said, I just want to release the video. I'm sick and tired of having to rewrite the script every fucking year. Just make the playoffs so I can release the video. Just do it.
All right. Nick, who's your 5th place team?
Florida.
Oh.
I think they're going to be probably around the same in the standings as they were last year. I mean, they haven't really done a whole lot in the offseason, so nothing really tells me that they're going to be either better or worse. I think the rise of Montour was one that a lot of people didn't really expect. They got some good defensemen there. They got some good forwards. I think they just missed out in a wild card spot, to be honest. But we'll have to see what happens with Bobrovsky as well. Their
Yeah.
goaltending's still kind of interesting. Um, so I think they'll probably be around where they were last year, but I think they're going to be just missing out. So we'll see.
All right.
I
So
have
4th place.
Yep, I have Florida 4th place also. They're obviously wild card 1. For me, I mean, I basically the same points as Nick, but I just think that they're still gonna be pretty good.
Kachuk, man, he's the words cannot describe how happy I am that Matthew Kachuk isn't in our province anymore. Thank God. Thank God. Oh man. 4th place for me. A week or so ago, this would be a shocking pick, but not so much now with the recent news of Vasilevsky being injured. Funny story. 2 days before Vasilevsky was announced to miss the first 2 months of the season, in my 12-team league, I drafted Vasilevsky. So, yeah, thanks, Andre. Why couldn't you announce this like a week before, you idiot? But anyways, it was a buy-in league too, by the way, so I might lose out on my money. So I'm totally happy about that. But
sounds like it.
But I just think for the first 2 months of the year, they're gonna struggle. Vasi is the brick wall of that team. If he struggles, that team is gonna struggle. And like it's obviously the team is obviously not as deep as it was even a few years ago. They've lost a lot of pieces, most notably Alex Killorn and Ross Colton really haven't filled up that void. Like the only major pickup they did was Connor Sherry. Depth is still a question. The defense is very lackluster now. It's just Sergachev, Hedman, and Chernak basically. And yeah, I just think the loss of Vasilevsky is going to sink them for the first 2 months of the year. Once he gets back, obviously they'll be a playoff team. But yeah, it's going to be a major loss for them, and that's why they fall to 4th.
Yeah, 4th I have Boston. Basically the same reasons you guys mentioned. I think they'll still kind of sneak in, but their losses are going to be a lot more pronounced this year. Bergeron's going to hurt. Krejci's going to hurt. Like you said, they don't really have a lot of depth anymore, but we'll see how Ullmark does. I think if Ullmark can kind of maybe not replicate, but have another good year, then they could probably sneak in the wild card. Like they've still got some good, like their high end players, just like Pasternak, Marchand, McAvoy, Hampus Lindholm there as well, if he can have another good year. So there's still some like decent players on that team.
Yeah,
but the depth just isn't as great, and yeah, they've lost a lot. So I have them just making it, but it's going to be close between them and Florida, I think, for me.
To ask, are they wild card 2 or 1 for you?
Wild card 1, 2, 1, 1. Sorry, yes, 1.
Okay. And I'm guessing that wild card 2's in the Metro.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, that confused the shit out of me.
Yeah, I want to make it. I just want to make it. Since Shay and I said our wild cards, I want to make it so that makes sense. So that everybody's just like, wait a minute, what's next?
All right, 3rd in the Atlantic. Who wants to go?
I got Buffalo.
Okay, that's a good pick.
I've also got Buffalo.
Yeah, I love their team. I have nothing bad to say about their team. I want to make it known and evident. I called Tage Thompson's rise 3 years ago. Hold my nuts. Anybody that is an open...
really? No, you really didn't.
I really did.
Okay, so when Tage Thompson had 14 points in 38 games in 2021, you said after that he's going to be a stud.
Yes, and do you want to know why? Do you want to know why?
Why did you say he's going to be a stud?
Because I did a Buffalo franchise mode in EA. He went absolutely off, and as a joke, I said it.
Oh my god.
So as a joke, I said it.
You heard it here first. EA is realistic.
EA is realistic. It was a joke prediction, and it came true, and I hate that it did, but I also love that it did, because I do like Tage Thompson.
Who doesn't like Tage Thompson?
People who hate Buffalo.
All right, Nick. What's your reason for Buffalo 3rd?
I think they have a really good young core being made in Buffalo. I mean, you've got guys like Darlene, who I think a lot of people sort of underrate him. He's freaking ridiculously good. Um, you got guys like Tuck and Thompson that we mentioned before. They just have a good. They have a lot of young, especially forwards.
Yeah,
They have a lot of young players in that team, and I think Devin Levi is going to be a sleeper. I think he's going to win the Calder. That's one of my hot takes. I think he's going to go all the way and win Rookie of the Year. Um, you just don't see a lot of goalies like him make the jump from college hockey to the NHL. He in his he played 10 games at the end of last year and he was phenomenal in each of them. Like I think he's just going to carry over the trend and he's probably going to carry Buffalo to a playoff spot this year if anything. I mean, he's ridiculous. So um
Team Canada legend.
yeah, seriously. But yeah, I think the Sabres are going to finally have a good year in the NHL. I don't think it's going to be like the previous years where they sign like guys like Okposo and
Yeah,
they make all these free agency signings. It doesn't really work out. These are players that they're actually bringing up for once, and I think it's going to bode them well.
yeah. For me, third place, I got Florida. I like what Florida did this offseason. They brought in Evan Rodriguez. Guys like Luster-Reinen and Denisenko and Lindell will make bigger jumps, bigger production jumps in their game. Montour and Ekblad are injured for the first 2 months of the year, and Florida brought in guys like OEL on a 1-year deal to fill in that gap. Dmitry Kulikov, Nico Mikla. So when those two guys come back, your D core is really, really stacked, which is a good problem to have, to be honest. And even though Bobrovsky's a question mark, I do like Anthony Stolarz as a backup. He did really well under the Anaheim. I mean, for what Anaheim's defense was last year, Stolarz did really well. And if Stolarz doesn't work out, and if Bobrovsky doesn't work out, they still got Spencer Knight back there. So yeah, I still really like the Florida Panthers. I don't think they'll go on a run like they did last year, going to the Cup Finals, but I think this is a pretty safe playoff team, in my opinion. They're just built for the playoffs. That's what they are. And yeah, second place. Who do you guys have?
We got Tampa.
I also
Okay.
have Tampa.
Yeah, I got Buffalo. For Buffalo, I mean, kind of like you guys said, I mean, they're young. They're such an entertaining team to watch. Their decor is solid. Maybe not their third pair, kind of iffy on that, but I mean, Owen Power, Rasmus Dahlin, you got Matthias Samuelson, just a solid group of three players there. Their offense is incredible, and they're going to even get better in the next few years. So Zach Benson getting added on there. Matt Savoy will be coming up. Noah Ostlund. There's so many young guys in the Buffalo system. And speaking about Tuck, I mean, I really like Tuck. He's a good player, right?
Why didn't I say that? I just missed my chance.
You missed his chance there.
When you mentioned Tuck and didn't say it, I was like, did he forget about it? Or
I did forget about
no,
it.
I was like, man, he just missed an opportunity. I was like, I hope Shea brings it up.
man,
And
now this is just ruined.
and I think is Buffalo a second place team in the Atlantic if Tampa was fully healthy? Probably not, but once again, with Vasilevsky going out for 2 months, I think Buffalo seizes that opportunity and gets home ice advantage. And I just want this franchise to do so well. That fan base deserves deserves everything. They deserve something. They deserve.
They've been through so much.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm curious to see why you guys think Tampa finishes second.
I just think they have although like Vasilevsky's out, they might struggle for like the first month or so. But I think the players they have up there like Braden Point, Kucherov, Hedman, Sergachev are like the premier players of the NHL at this point. Stamkos as well if he can stay healthy. They're getting older, so I think this is probably going to be one of their like last really good pushes. I think for like a deep playoff run and a good season, but the goaltending is going to be really interesting. But I think they'll bounce back. I think they're not going to have an issue making the playoffs and finishing higher up in the division than I think a lot of people will think. So
I think, I have the same exact opinion of Nick. I mean, and plus, there have been like 3 years the past 3 years when someone got hurt on Tampa or whatever, I discounted them and they proved me wrong. So I'm no longer discounting them. They're just,
Yeah.
I think even if they struggle the first month or two without Vasilevsky, they can still win games because of their offense, defense, whatever. In that 2 month span, enough games to keep up with it, and then once Vasi comes back, they'll just go on a roll. I know that a lot of their depth additions, like, well, primarily Tanner Jeannot, hasn't worked out so far, and I mean, hopefully he eventually starts to work out. But I just don't think that Tampa can be stopped yet. I think maybe some bad luck will run their way if they run Stamkos out of town, like the rumor is. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they're hard to bet against. That's the problem. They're hard to bet against. So it feels weird to put them outside of the playoffs just because they've been so good for so long. But
Yeah.
whatever. It's the NHL. Anything can happen. So
All right, first place. If this team doesn't finish first place, they're dog shit, man. Like, if the Leafs don't finish first place, I don't know what to say.
well,
Like, there's
first of all,
no.
they're always dog shit. But second of all, yeah, they're gonna finish first probably
They
because
have to. There's like the hype that the Leafs are getting this season, though. Like, I feel like they've gotten worse, but no one wants to really admit it. Like, they lost Bunting,
yeah,
O'Reilly, Achari, and Kerfoot on the forwards, and like Bertuzzi and Domi are good. Don't get me wrong, but like they can't play defense, and like they're not huge offensive guys. And John Klingberg is just a Swedish Tyson Berry. Like they low key got worse, and
yeah,
at least Mia doesn't want to admit it.
it'll take a lot, in my opinion, such as Samsonov being just amazing for them to do anything in the postseason. But
yeah.
I put them in the same tier as Edmonton, and I know you probably might get upset about that, but they're just teams that no matter what happens, they'll make the playoffs. But from there, it's a toss up.
No, I agree with Edmonton. It's a toss. I mean, I'll talk about them when we get to Edmonton. But yeah, that's the Atlantic. Next up, the Metro. Eighth place, we got the Philly Flyers. But you know what? They have hope for once because Danny Briere seems smart, unlike Chuck Fletcher.
I also have the
Eh.
Flyers eighth. I don't know if anybody doesn't. They just
Yeah, I
ass.
have the Flyers eighth. That was a pretty easy one. They're just shit.
Like, they're just dog shit.
They're just shit. Yeah.
It's okay.
I still can't believe that Nicholas Delorier contract.
What
Wait,
was
what is
that
it?
contract?
It was a 4-year deal, almost $2 million a year.
Wow. Cap floor.
Cap roller, baby. But you know what? Couturier is back. Couturier is going to play the year this year. He missed all of last year. So did Cam Atkinson. So they are getting back two very offensive pieces.
But that
And
defense,
especially,
you still have Ristolainen back there. I saw he took his like
Yeah, he
mandatory
did his
military
mandatory
service.
military service for
So
Finland,
like,
but
has
still,
he been like skating at
no,
all
he
in
hasn't.
the off season?
no.
So like, that's what I mean.
They also
The only-
He
have
might just be worse.
they also
the-
have 36-year-old Mark Stahl.
The
Yeah.
closest thing to skating that he would be doing for the Finnish military is if he was doing any of the, like, not the skiing training, but that's still not ice skating.
I'm sure he was staying fit. I mean, it's the military, but
Yeah, but
And like,
We'll see.
oh man, they're also giving Travis Sanheim an 8-year deal until he's 35. Chuck Fletcher, what did you do?
I mean,
he ruined them.
Like, I like Sanheim, but 8 years?
he's
That's-
good, but yeah, that's pretty steep.
All right. Well, Danny, good luck fixing this team. I got faith in you. You know what? Like, I want to bring up Carter Hart, but I want to wait for the 2018 team thing to get released. When is that coming out, by the way?
I
Like,
don't know.
I
Like,
don't
it was
know.
supposed to come out months ago.
I feel like that report's gonna be long, and
I
you really
remember-
have to make sure that everything is right.
I remember.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I remember when it did come out. I think it was me, you, Shay, and I don't know who else was in on it, but a few of us started looking into it, and we got down a few candidates of who it wouldn't be, and that was all the people who were in college.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's a messy situation. Hopefully they release it soon, right? They just need to release it as soon as possible.
it's also the London Police Service, and speaking from experience of living here, they're kind of shit sometimes. So We're just
Yeah.
gonna have to wait a little longer, unfortunately.
You know what's
I
gonna
don't-
happen? Carter Hart's gonna go on like a tear, and then it's gonna come out.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, shit.
Damn it, we gotta do it now.
Yeah.
All right. 7th place in the Metro.
Columbus.
I debated putting these guys at 4th because I've said it before the podcast. This is like the most mid division of all time, and I got the Caps.
I have Columbus.
I have Columbus as well.
They're like, I don't know what to think about the Capitals. Like, one day I can look at their team like, oh my god, you know what? It's decent, right? And the next day I look at them like, maybe it's not so good.
You know what it is,
Um,
right?
What?
It's their coach. He's just
Laviolette's not even there anymore.
no. I just don't No, I get it. Laviolette's still not there anymore, but I don't trust their new coach either.
Carberry?
I don't know who it is.
It's Spencer Carberry.
Oh,
Why don't you trust Spencer Carberry?
I don't know. Maybe
He's- What's
go
wrong
ahead.
with Carberry?
No,
Like he was the coach of the Hershey Bears for like 4 years or so. He went to Toronto, become assistant coach there. Like, I don't know. He's paid
to be fair, should you ever trust a guy named Spencer? I don't know. I feel like no, I'm just kidding. I have a friend named Spencer. He's cool.
just
Sorry, Spencer, if you're watching this.
nah.
Sorry.
Fuck you, Spencer.
Wow.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's just like he has a good resume, but I don't know. It's like the same.
It's just like they're banking on Backstrom to do well this year. He had major hip surgery the last year, right? You know, Tom Wilson, he's going to be 30 years old with the style of play he plays. Like, he's going to go on a decline soon. Anthony Mantha hasn't really worked out there. TJ Oshie is 36 years old. Like, Kuznetsov has fallen off. You know, they don't really have a lot of young guys making the jump. Like, Stroma's fine. Milano's decent. You know, Hendricks Lapierre needs to stay healthy. Connor McMichael hasn't made a big jump up yet, you know? And like back end is good somewhat. I like Sandine. Good job, Toronto. You know, Carlson needs to stay healthy. Jensen's good. And like Kemper's a huge question mark. Like there's just a lot of question marks with this team. And if everything goes right, they probably do make the playoffs. But I'm not sold that happens. And I think, like, I just don't know. Like, it's an old team. It's a very old team. And a lot of regression in a lot of these veteran guys happened last year. So I don't know if they just bounce back. I have no idea if they bounce back.
Yeah, I still think Ovi's gonna break the goal record. I mean, at least they have that going for them. But because Netsov like really wants to leave, like really like I think he requested a bunch of trades in the
Yeah,
offseason.
he was what was it? He was supposed to get traded to Nashville in the offseason, if I remember correctly. I remember that.
Bringing in his former Capitals. There you go.
I remember there was that rumor for a while. It was like, and then the trade details came out, and it was like, oh, it fell through. It was like Duchesne for Kuznetsov 1-for-1. I'm like, how the fuck did you go from that to buying him out? What the fuck?
Because Barry Trotz is gonna be a bad GM.
He's either gonna be like really good or he's
really
just gonna,
bad.
Oh yeah, there's no in between. He's either just gonna be like amazing, like Sakic.
I mean,
and
did you see Trotz's off season? It was pretty bad.
I know it's not looking good right now.
You should just like Barry, man. You were a great coach. Just stick to being a coach.
Yeah, I know. Why didn't you just come be our coach? What the fuck?
Burnett's good. Okay, enough about Washington. I want to hear your guys' thoughts about Columbus.
Columbus is just one of the most mid teams ever.
That's the exact
Seriously,
same
like-
thing I was supposed to.
like-
I was gonna say that too.
Fantilli is gonna be amazing for them, I think, right out of the gate. But apart
Fantilli
from
could
that,
score
they're just
more
mid.
than McDavid this year, and they'd still win like 20 games.
Yeah,
dude.
it's
They're
true.
just awful.
Yeah.
Are they that bad though?
Yes.
Yes,
okay.
they're that bad.
Really? Like, okay,
Yes.
I have them 6. So like, let me just talk about Columbus too now. Like, listen, Goudreau, Line, Fantilli, Johnson, Marchenko, Bemstrom is there. You got Rostovic is decent. Jenner put up like what 30 points last year. They got Cole Sillinger. They got Chinakov. That's such a good forward core.
Okay, now talk about their defense.
Their defense is good too. You got Rorensky. Sure, they overpaid for Severson, but he's still fine. Bakwas needs to take a step up, but Yurchek's coming up. In a few years, Coleman's will come up. Medichek's going to come up. They got Soville down there.
Yeah, but we're talking about this season, and you know that Werenski's going to get injured in like one game, and then he's gone.
Sorry, I also forgot the GOAT defense. Oh, sorry, 2 GOAT defensemen, Eric Gabranson.
No,
and
bring him up.
Noted. I'm not gonna make a joke. Ivan Provorov was gonna make a joke, but I'm not gonna make a joke.
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about Jake. I think you're gonna talk about Jake Bean because he was on the 2018 team.
He was?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, but wasn't he in college? So he wasn't.
No, he was.
No,
With the, no, he played for the Hitmen.
Yeah.
I think he was on the. I don't remember.
I don't know. All I know is that I forgot who was in college at that for those guys and who wasn't.
Anyways, but no, like their defense. Anyways, their defense and offense is fine. Like, yeah, goaltending is concerning, but like they're better than Washington, at least. And they're probably better than the Islanders, I want to argue, but they don't have a Sorokin. Okay, whatever.
Just no.
Okay, whatever. Okay, 6th place. Your guys' team.
Washington.
The Islanders.
Okay.
Oh.
Why do you have the Islanders 6?
It has to go with the same thing you said about Washington, but it also just has to go with. Fuck! I just hate the fucking Islanders team outside of Sorokin. There's just nothing to like about it, in my eyes. It just doesn't sit well with me, like, at all. And I don't know what it is at all. Maybe it's just a back of my head hatred for Lou Lamoriello or something. I don't know.
What did Lou do to you though?
Everything's just fuck. I'm just. It's just. I don't know what it is. I just don't like the Islanders team. I don't trust the team.
They are old.
They're just old.
They
old. Have shitty. It's like, even if Sorokin goes off, it's just he has nothing around him, in my eyes. I just don't like him. And again, it has to go with what you said about the Capitals, because I also think that the Capitals can go anywhere from finishing 7th to 4th in that division. And I am a little bit higher on the Capitals than you are.
All right, that's fair. And Nick?
Where are we? 6th?
Yeah.
6th, I had Washington.
Okay. And I'm guessing similar reasons to what I said.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Oh, 5th, I got the Islanders. Not in a wild card spot, obviously, because I had 2 in the Atlantic. Like you said, it's just an old team. They can't really score. Like they can play good defensively, and that's about it. Sorokin's a stud. Why did they give 35-year-old Stanley Varlamov a 4-year deal? What the hell?
Because he locked his girl in a trunk.
What? Oh my god, dude.
Okay.
Really? You gotta make... Listen, I'm the guy that can make controversial jokes. You can't. All right?
Why is that?
It makes a difference.
Why is Pierre Engvall on a 7-year deal? What the hell? What is this team's contract?
Because Lamoriello doesn't understand.
Lou's a dinosaur.
He doesn't understand. I don't think he understands what contracts are anymore.
Oh my god. I think it's so funny that Bo Horvat regressed. Like, everyone saw it coming. Everyone saw this coming except the Islanders.
I don't know how you go from Vancouver to the Islanders and then get worse.
Like, he went from 31 goals in 49 games in Vancouver to 7-30 with the Islanders. It wasn't even close how... It was, like, the drop-off was hard. Like, he was barely half a point per game. Like, he's a 41-point player in New York. He's making $8.5 million.
Elite.
Yikes. That's just the Islanders standard, though. I feel like everyone there has a long contract making $8 million a year. Everybody.
Ross
Ross
Johnson,
Johnston, like,
he like I'm pretty sure both of Ross Johnson's NHL contracts were both of them were 4 years, and both of them are like around 1.5 million. It's so stupid.
You
It
know,
makes no
I'm not gonna
sense.
talk shit about that, considering that that the Predators signed Colton
Yeah,
Sissons.
Colton Sissons for 7 years at like 2.67895 or whatever the stupid number was.
It's so specific.
It is.
And that's what's
All
so
right.
weird. Oh my god.
I mean, what if there's one thing that the Islanders might have going for them, Matthew Maggio and William Dufour, if they can make the team this year, that's good scoring for them. Two young scoring wingers.
Yeah,
I
but
know
none of them
Maggio
are allowed to
because
have facial hair.
I saw the Spitfires play the Knights last year, and when Maggio scored, he shushed the crowd like right in front of my face. So
there's an image
So-
somewhere of that, and you can just see Nick looking sad.
yeah, I'm like,
We
I
should
just
just
got shushed.
get Matt Maggio on the podcast, and Nick's like, "Why did you shush me?"
Yeah, what the fuck's your
Yeah,
problem,
it's
dude?
like we need to get we need to get
Get what?
Jason Sucker on the podcast and have my
Also,
sister
Ryan-
ask him why the fuck he sprayed her with
sprayed
water.
water on
It reminds me of when I saw the Knights play the Greyhounds and Ryan O'Rourke scored, and then when he went to celebrate, he like fell on his ass, and the whole crowd cheered. They're like, "Hey!"
All right. Fifth place for you guys?
Fifth place.
Washington.
Fifth place. I've got the Islanders. I don't think we talked enough about them.
Yeah.
They
Also,
have
'cause, like,
Sorokin.
Yeah,
that's
Sorokin.
it. Also, because like we're 35 minutes in, so maybe
Yeah.
speed up a little bit.
Okay, sorry.
Maybe we'll split
fourth
it into
fifth.
two halves.
I mean, no, we won't. We'll put into one. It'll just be longer for me to edit, but that's okay. Fourth place, Pittsburgh for me.
I also
know-
have
Why?
Pittsburgh, but I don't
don't
have
have
them
Pittsburgh.
making the playoffs.
Oh, I do. I have them in the wild card too.
Oh, all right.
All right. Let me just
You-
like crack my knuckles here. Get ready to talk about my team.
All
So
right.
there's a lot of risk with this team. We got Carlson that came in, and he more than likely might regress, but we'll see. I guess Tristan Jarry. I don't really like that contract at all. I don't know how he's going to do this year, but they signed a ton of like Dubas went crazy on forwards this year. There's still, but you still got like obviously Crosby. He's pissed that he missed the playoffs, so he's just going to go ham. And you still got Malkin there, and you got guys like Brian Russ and Ricard Raquel, and they signed Riley Smith, who I think is a really good signing. You got depth guy. Jake Gensel's going to be, I think, in the lineup by the time season starts. It's there very touch and go, but Nola Charia wasn't bad for the Leafs last year either. They have some decent depth. They have a ton of names that can go in that depth, but yeah, I mean, it's that bottom pairing is still very questionable for me. That goaltending is very questionable for me. I'll see how Ryan Graves does as well. I didn't really know much about him before we signed him, but Marcus Pettersson is really underrated. So we'll see what happens. I am ready to be disappointed again, but I'm ready for them to make the playoffs again as well. So we'll see.
All right. Do you want me to go, or do you want to go, Rossi?
I don't mind. I mean, at fourth, I have Pittsburgh. I mean, I've grown up a lot to the point where I can say I want Pittsburgh to make the playoffs, especially because of Carlson, but they're just not going to. Jari's not good. It's just I don't trust the goaltending enough, and even if everything clicks into place, I think that at the very least, reminiscent of 2017, I think the wild card 2 spot, if it's not Ottawa, it'll be Pittsburgh, and it'll come down to the very end of the season. It's just I don't trust Pittsburgh's goaltending, and I don't think that a lot of that Carlson will repeat last year.
I'm in a similar boat. Like, I think Crosby, Malkin, Gensel, Raquel, Russ Smith. That's a very good top six. They're gonna try everything they can to score all the goals for that forward group, because that bottom six is not gonna score. They're good defensively, but they just can't score. Carter's fucking washed. He sucks.
Yeah, he's bad.
Eller's a good defensive guy, but doesn't really have much offensive anymore. Achari, I mean, I love Noah Achari, so I'm not gonna knock him because I absolutely love the way he plays. But like Nieto, fuck you guys, by the way, for stealing him. He was ours. And then
Well,
like an hour
he's
later,
not. He wasn't, but
well,
all
an
right.
hour later, it's like Darren Drag's like, "Oops, sorry, he's going to Pittsburgh." Like, thanks, Dregs. Um, like maybe Nylander can steal a spot. They still got guys like Pustonen, Joe O'Connor. They got
Hannah
some.
Stroza is a weird one.
Yeah, Hinnerström, Rem Pitlick for some reason got waived. Didn't understand that a lot because I
Yeah,
like Rem Pitlick,
Bring
but
my
like
boy back.
like we touched on the goaltending. Like the goaltending is very concerning to say the least, and I just think Carlson's gonna regress. Like I think he's gonna be a 60-point guy there, which is fine. Not for 10 million though, and Letang. As much as I hate that contract, he's still good right now. I like Marcus Pettersson a lot. I think Joseph needs to take a huge step up. It's kind of now he's in that stage where okay, I need to show that I'm a consistent NHLer. If not, I'm probably not on this team next year. And I think Graves is overpaid, but for what he is, it's okay. So it's just a lot of questionable depth pieces and the questionable defense, very questionable goaltending. And that's why I have them barely missing out like they did last year. And that's why I have Ottawa ahead of them, just because I like their defense, Ottawa's defense, way more than Pittsburgh's.
Fair enough.
all right.
Darren,
Number
what?
3,
Rangers.
Devils.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Whoa. I also have the Rangers.
I have Rangers second, and the reason why I do is just because they have Shesterkin and guys like K'Andre Miller, who made a big step last year. I think will make another big step again this year. They're just like they're a very lucky team, but they also have Shesterkin, so like they're probably just gonna do good because of that. So I have the Devils third. I think it'll be close between the two. Like Jack Hughes is gonna be like unreal again. He sure is one of the best two-way forwards in the league at this point. I feel like people kind of underappreciate what he does for the Devils. Timo Meyer's going to be there as well. I think him and Jack Hughes, they play on the same line. They're going to be dynamic. And then you got Luke Hughes coming up as well, who, that's another name that they could bring into the decor. So I don't know. I think they're going to have a good season, and they're going to be right around the same as the Rangers. They could have finished higher, definitely, but we'll see.
All right. I got the Rangers third. I just Rangers fans love to overrate their team. Like they keep saying, "Oh my God, we're the best team on planet Earth," and then they always disappoint. Right? In 2022, they didn't even deserve to be in the conference finals. Pittsburgh had a 3-1 lead against them. I'm sorry if I'm bringing this up, Nick, by the way. But
It's all good.
they had a 3-1 lead. Like, you're losing to Louis fucking Domingue, all right? You didn't deserve to be in the conference finals. I'm sorry. And, like, you got your ass kicked by Tampa that year. And last year, you added Patrick Kane. Yeah, sure, he's washed. But you added Patrick Kane and Tarasenko, and you had it was like it's like last year Rangers were technically a super team with the talent they had. And guess what? You lost in 7 to the New Jersey Devils. I'm done believing in this team. All right? Zibanejad is a power play merchant. Panarin did jack shit in the playoffs, right? Chris Kreider can go suck one. All right? I hate that guy. Like, you made Lafreniere and Capo Caco bust. You're paying a 4th-line grinder in Barclay Goodrow $3.5 million for the next 4 years, right? Benino is old and bald. Blake Wheeler is a cancer. All right.
What's wrong with being bald?
Juba, the only thing Juba can do at the NHL level is headshot people. All right, and like you're only 3 good defensemen: Fox, Miller, and Schneider, and you're lucked out on Igor Shesterkin, like you lucked out on Henrik Lundqvist. All right, so I'm sorry, your team sucks. You're gonna be a first round exit again. Because guess what? Jonathan Quick is also ass, so he should only play like 10 games. To be honest with you, and yeah, third place, and you're gonna lose to the Carolina Hurricanes in 4 games.
I've got New York third. You know what? It's a sentiment I share with Shay. The only thing is I'm biased towards Mika Zibanejad because I've always liked him, so I refuse to believe any hate towards him. Even though I do agree with Shay on him, but at the same time, let's not act like this is just a Rangers fan problem. It's all of New York sports teams. They all act the same. And it's why I don't feel bad for them when they get fucking shit on, because they all act the same way. They act entitled. They act like they're the best team ever, and then they get shit on by teams that they lord over. Blah 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 blah. And so they're gonna finish third mainly because the Metro's ass and they have Shesterkin, but then they're gonna get fucking spanked in the playoffs by the Devils in fucking 4 games, and it's gonna just be entertaining to watch. So grab your popcorn.
There we go. Second place, Carolina.
I got the Devils.
I have the Rangers. I already mentioned that. So I have Carolina first.
Wow. Okay. So the three different teams here. I'll go Nick. Because we're just talking about the Rangers, so you can kind of add on.
Oh, about the Rangers?
He
her?
doesn't want to talk about them. He's like, no.
Well, what else is there to be said? I mean, Shea went off. on the Rangers.
Shea completely went. He did what I did to the Blues like 2 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, what else is there for me to say about the Rangers at this point? They are extremely lucky. They're power play merchants. Who's their coach? Is this still Gallant? Is
It's
Gallant still their coach?
Laviolette.
Laviolette. Oh God. Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. I think you mentioned it perfectly. Shit fan base, entitled as fuck. Can't stand them. Can't stand the team. Yeah.
Fuck
They're
you,
just-
New York.
Yeah. Fuck off, New York. I'm
All
sorry
right,
to anyone from New York, but I'm also not really that sorry.
All right. Why do you have the
Sorry,
Devils
not sorry.
second?
Why do I have the Devils second?
Yeah. Well, you're the one that had the Devils second, so yeah.
Oh yeah. It. You know what? It's just because Carolina and New Jersey are obviously the top two, and in my opinion, whoever finishes first in that division also wins the President's Trophy.
Yeah, of course.
And they're both machines. They're both gonna do well. And while I was looking over it and just everything, I couldn't decide who would be first in that division, who would be second, and I decided on New Jersey second because that it's just more that I just think that Carolina team's unstoppable. I mean, every time we feel like that Carolina team's gonna go down, they don't. They just keep coming back. I don't, and every time I say I don't trust their goaltending, it proves me wrong. So I'm done. You know what, Carolina, you're first. Devils, you're second. Just because I'm sick and tired. It's the same thing. I'm just sick and tired of doubting Carolina.
I got Carolina second because they've shown in these past 5 years under Rob Brindamore is that yeah, they're a good defensive team, but no matter what, they can't finish the puck. They just can't finish whatsoever. No matter the amount of offensive talent they have, they can't score goals. And the Devils, not only can they score a shit ton of goals, but they can also keep the puck out of their net. And that's why I have them first place. But like you look at the makeup their team, still very solid. I mean, they had Orlov during the off season. I don't know why they brought back Tony DeAngelo, but
Because
okay.
because Carolina loves that shit.
Like their
It's true.
goaltending's fine. Forwards are relatively the same, but they added Michael Bunting. Like they just have to score goals, and if they learn how to score, then guess what? They're probably your cup champs. But until then, I got the Devils first place. We kind of touched on the Devils, but like they added Toffoli this offseason. Luke Hughes and Simon Nemec is going to make a step up this year. Hopefully, Holtz does the same thing. It's just a very young, fast, exciting team. Showed a lot of great potential last year, and I think they're going to do relatively well again this year. So I had them finishing first place, not only in the Metro, but winning the Presidents.
Yeah, and just a cap. This doesn't mean I don't still despise the Hurricanes. I still do. Just want to make that clear.
And then first place for Nick is the Hurricanes as well.
Hurricanes, yeah, they're freaking stacked, man.
Yeah.
They made a lot of good moves in the offseason and the free agency, bringing in guys like you mentioned, Bunting they brought in, Orlov they brought in as well. Although I think he's overpaid quite heavily. But anyways, like Svechnikov is a stud. You got Teravainen, you got Netchis, you've got Sebastian Aho, who's like one of the best players in the NHL. Yeah, they're stacked. There's just no other way to really say it. I wish Kochetkov got more games because I think he's a legit goalie. in the league. They're just like you have Raanta and Anderson there as well. So unfortunately, doesn't get as much game time. But yeah, just from front to back, they're just kind of insane. I don't know how they're going to do in the playoffs, but for the same reason that you mentioned, they just don't really score as much as you'd like them to. But they're really good defensively. They've been kind of on the up for the last like 4 or 5 years now. I don't know. I think this is going to be a really good year for the Hurricanes. They're just stacked on paper.
All right. Well, finally, we're going to go on to the Western Conference here. We'll go with the Central Division here.
Well, I want to do that first.
Oh, sorry. Well, I said so.
Well,
What the fuck?
8th place. I mean, to no one's surprise.
Chicago.
Not for long. There's Nazer, Bedard, Moore, Reichel. It's not fair. It's not fair.
It's not fair for such a dog shit fan base and a dog shit team organization to fucking get this talent. They don't deserve it.
Well, first of all, they don't deserve it after the dynasty they just had.
They didn't even have to go through shit years either. They were good.
And then they don't deserve it for reasons we know that we won't mention. But yeah.
Yeah,
right?
Fuck you, Chicago. Plus,
I think that's all we got to say.
I don't think either of you two have been to Chicago, but it's just a shitty city.
Why would I want to go? Why would I want to?
I've never been there.
I'm gonna make you guys go to Chicago.
I don't want to get shot.
Dude, when I went to a Cubs game, what was it, last year? When we were on the subway tram, whatever the fuck, back to our car, there was some dude tweaking in there. Just like, what the fuck? But yeah, Chicago finishes 8th, but they're gonna become good. Peter Mrazek breaks both of his legs in the 3rd game of the season.
Wow, that's nice to say.
All right.
7th place. I know you're gonna like this one. I got St. Louis.
I also have St. Louis.
Wow. Okay.
Arizona.
Oh, you're not high on Arizona this year. I mean,
no.
For St. Louis, they have no defensemen. They're all old and they all suck. Bennington is not good. Like is it a hot take to say Joel Hofer will be the starter by the end of the year?
No, I don't think so.
No.
In the past, and even now, I mean, we talked about earlier, a lot of my predictions of what players are going to become good and what players are going to become shit are just joke predictions that end up either working out or becoming stupid. But I nailed. I hate him. Fuck you, Bennington.
Everyone hates Bennington. What the hell?
You shit.
Not you.
I feel like.
Yeah, but their defense sucks. Their goaltending sucks. Their offense is pretty good though.
Yeah, but even if I feel like their offense is a bit overhyped, but even if their offense is just the best offense in the league, it's still not good enough to carry that defense and goaltending.
No, that's true. It's not like the early days of Toronto and Edmonton where they had the superstar talent to overcome the shitty defense and shitty goaltending, but no, St. Louis Blues can't outscore their problems.
Yeah.
All right, and Arizona 7A.
Yeah, I just think they're cursed. I don't really have a good explanation. I just think they're cursed. I think until they get out of Arizona, they're just always going to be shit.
Stop bullying poor Arizona. Leave them alone.
I can't help it, man. I can't help it. They got some players coming. Like Cooley's going to be really good. Keller's really good already.
Michelli's a beast. I love Michelli.
Michelli's a beast. I don't really like their team, honestly. Melka's good. I think if he went to a playoff team, he'd probably be really good for them. But apart from that, I don't really like their defense very much. They have Dursey, who's good, but then Moser's good as well. But that's kind of it. Dumba, maybe. But Dumba's kind of
fuck you, Shay. You didn't go to fucking Nashville. Fuck you.
What?
You kept torturing me by saying that Nashville was going to pick up Dumbo during the offseason. I was like, stop.
Oh, yeah, I did say that.
Now you're going to try to say he's going to get traded here.
Well, no, because Nashville's not even going to be buyers.
You know that they probably are going to buy
we're
stupid.
I kind of spoiled it. So, you want me to say it? 6 is Nashville.
That's fine. I got 6 is Arizona.
I have Nashville at 6.
Okay. Well, okay. We'll speak about Nashville first. I, it's oh boy, it's hard to think about what Nashville will do this offseason, right? You know, like O'Reilly's getting up there in age. He's not gonna be a 60-point producer as he was in his early days, but like they'll still provide a decent offensive presence. Nyquist is decent, I guess. Like it's just a bunch of like middle six players or just a bunch of projects, you know? Like Garyanov, that's a project. You know, you got like Yakov Trenin, who's a decent bottom six guy, but he isn't anything special. You know, Cody Grass needs to start to break out soon. I know he had a good year last year, but I mean, listen, man, you're a former 6 overall pick. You got to do something. You know, is Parsons going to have the year as he just had? You know, is Tomasino going to take a step up? Was Novak a 1-year wonder, or is he going to continue to do what he keeps doing, right? And there's just a lot of youth in that lineup now. It's a very young team. You know, you still got Phil Forsberg, but you know, like Forsberg needs to score like 40 to 50 goals for the team to make the playoffs, right? And like even defensively, it's not great. Like Yossi's still a stud, but like McDonough is old. He fell off. Tyson Berry is the power play specialist. You overpay for Luke Shen. Carey is decent. Fabro's okay. Lozone still don't get that trade. Like it's it's similar to Washington where it's like a lot of question marks. And yeah, that's why I have them at 6. Like Uzi Saros and Forsberg and Yossi can probably carry them to a playoff spot, but they have to be like above and beyond, like better than last year. And I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with all the points you made there. I'm just gonna mention Luke Evangelista because I love him, but
Nice legend.
yeah, nice legend. He'll be great for them, I think, this year. I think he could be one of the surprises of the year.
All right.
For 6, I
What do you,
won't touch on Nashville yet. I'll wait till I actually mention them. But for 6, I have Arizona. I really like Arizona's team.
I do too.
I just want them to be good, please. Like, I fucking hate this shit where it's like, oh, Arizona doesn't deserve a team. Hockey's not in the desert. Blah blah. Shut up. Just be good, Arizona. Stop being.
I think they
fucking
deserve
low.
a team. I just
Stop
think they're
being
cursed.
locals for 1 year. Realize your potential. You can go back to being shit next year. Just 1 year. Just be okay. I'm not even having you make the playoffs this year. Just be okay at hockey.
They're okay in that 1920 season where they beat Nashville.
Yeah, I mean like in a non like COVID year, like
They were gonna make the playoffs that year though before COVID happened. It's just unfortunate that COVID. I really wanted to see Arizona's arena in the playoffs, but
yeah, we'll never get to see that. But yeah,
all right.
also fuck you people of Arizona for deciding on a toxic dump instead of a hockey arena. You guys are fucking retarded.
Yo!
Huh?
You guys didn't know
Don't
that?
say that word. No, I know I did know that, but don't say that word.
I don't care anymore.
That's not right. You can't say that.
Why not?
Because that's ableism.
What? Jay,
All right.
what are you going on about?
So 5th place in the Central, I got Arizona. And like Rossi said, I really do like Arizona's team this year. You look at their forwards, you know, you got obviously Keller, you got Schmaltz, you added Zucker, Kraus had a good year, Kerfoot's a good third line winger, or center, I guess. You got Michelli, Hayden took a step up, Cooley's in the lineup, Genfer's in the lineup full time. I like McMahon as a 4th line presence. Like that's a very good forward core. And they brought back Nick Bukestad. Defensively, I think Jersey's gonna have a big offensive year there now that he's not playing third pair time in LA. Moser's a stud. Val Mackey finally broke out there. Dumba's a good second pair option for them. And I do like Karel Vejmelka and Connor Ingram as a goalie tandem. Like, there's a lot of things I like about Arizona, not just now, but just in the future when it comes to their on-ice project. Off-ice, hopefully they find an arena. But I do really like this team. And it seems like they play well at the Mullet Arena. Like, their record there is pretty good. So, no, I think Arizona is going to surprise some people. I have the finishing 5th, just outside of a wildcard spot. I think they'll finish like 7 points out. I'm really high on them.
Fifth place, I have St. Louis.
What the
Their forwards
fuck?
are really good. I listen. Listen. First of all, I did this in about 5 minutes. Okay. Second of all, I like their forwards a lot. Like
No
Robert
excuse.
Thomas is good. They brought in Jakub Vrana, who is like,
Yeah.
we'll see what he does, but he's shown in the past for Washington. He's one of the better secondary scorers on that team and in the NHL at the time. It's unfortunate he went through what he did when he was with Detroit, but now he's with St. Louis. I mean, he could be a bounce back contender of the year for sure. You still got Buchnevich in there, and you got Sammy Blais, who's back in St. Louis as well. He was really shit for the Rangers, but
Didn't
it
even
wasn't
score
really
a
his
goal in
fault.
2 seasons there.
Yeah, he was. They're not really his fault. He was hurt for a little bit of it as well. But you still have Jordan Kyrou as well. Like Jake Neighbors should be on the up, and he's a good, strong forward.
Love Jake Neighbors so much.
Yeah, he's really good. I don't think their defense is as bad as what you guys kind of predict. Like Torrey Krug has been kind of weird for them, but like they still have Colton Parayko, who's like still somewhat decent. Hopefully Scott Perunovich can make a jump for them as well, because I always liked him in college. So, like they have, I'll call it an experienced defense there. It's old, but it's also players that have played in the playoffs that have gone through ups and downs. Their goaltending is a bit weird. I don't like Bennington, and I think you're right. I think Hofer's probably going to be the starter by the end of the year, if not the new year.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like St. Louis is kind of underrated in that regard. I don't think they're making the playoffs again this year, but I don't think they're going to be that bad. I think they're just going to be sort of mediocre.
All right. And who'd you have for fifth again? Rossi?
You mean 6? Oh wait, you guys just did 5. I haven't done 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, so for 5 and wild card 2, and this kind of worst case scenario for this team, especially being a fan of this team, I have Nashville. I just don't think any team is going to finish wild card 2 ahead of them, to be honest. And Nick leaves, but I don't know. I don't want us to finish that good. I want us to be bad because I'm sick and tired of it being the same mediocre coasting that it's been for the past 5, 6, 7 years. Who knows, maybe this young wave of talent coming in refreshes things. I know that we just sent down a few players who by the end of the year or even by a few months in, I think will be in the lineup, like Igor Afanaseyev, Joakim Kamel, Joakim Kondalek, and so on. But I think that even so, there's just too much that I don't like about the West to not have them in the playoffs, and I think that's worst case scenario for Nashville is if they make the playoffs. And
I didn't mean to leave right there. I closed the tab by accident. But anyways,
there's still a lot I fucking hate about this team, and I won't get into it fully yet because we've already gone on too long in this video. Yeah.
Fourth place, I got the Wild.
I also have the Wild.
I also have the Wild. We all have the Wild.
And
I have the Wild making the playoffs.
1.
I have wild card 2 for Minnesota.
I got wild card 2. Here's the thing with the Wild, and we all know this. For the past 14 years, they are MID. Mid. Even with
they're the most mid team. They're more mid than Columbus.
Even with a generational talent in Kirill Kaprizov and an amazing player in Matt Boldy, they still can't get out of the first round. Their 2 major off-season pieces that they added this year were Oilers legends Patty Maroon and Jujhar Khaira. That's what they did all off-season.
So they're going to be the best team in the league, you're saying?
Yes, because Khaira's scoring 40 points. And Patrick Maroon is a 3-time Cup champ. But no, like Gustafsson, I don't know if I said it in the podcast or before the podcast. I think it was during the podcast.
It was during the podcast because I brought up.
Because like Gustafsson was a product of the Wild's amazing defensive system, right? And I think chances are likely that he regresses. Maybe not a lot, but slightly from last year. Fleury is washed at this point. I mean, Minnesota, the reason why Minnesota couldn't make any big changes this offseason is because you have 14.743 in dead cap space.
I was gonna mention that. When does that hit? Does that hit this season?
That
Yep.
hits this
And then-
season
When
and
are they?
next
When are
season.
they? When are they gonna be good? Oh, is it just for 2 years? I thought it was longer.
It's
It's 2
four-
years of
it's 14
14.
combined for 2 years, and then I
Okay.
believe it goes down to 7 for
It's 2.
Oh
really.
yeah, because it gradually goes. Yeah. So like, how like, are they gonna be good like ever again?
No.
Like
No,
seriously.
Minnesota is the definition of mid in hockey.
Seriously,
It's
Like-
funny because they're the hockey state and they're fucking mid.
they're
It's,
so bad.
I remember in 2022, I had them going to the Cup Finals because that team was so good.
Why?
Because they had a good team. My guy, Ryan Hartman, scored like 40 goals that year. Marcus Foligno got like 30 goals that year. They were good. And then like last year, Marcus Foligno fell off a cliff.
They
And
signed him
then-
to a 4-year extension.
That's such a shit deal, by the way.
It is bad. It is really bad.
But yeah, mid team. You know what? If there's one guy I want to do well this year, Marco Rossi, please.
I
Please.
know.
Marco
I
Rossi
know.
do good.
All right, third place. This would have been kind of a shocker at the start, actually after the playoffs have ended, but I like their offseason, especially the PLD trade. I have Winnipeg at third.
I also have the Jets at third.
I also have the Jets at third.
Wow.
Okay. I love Gabe Lardy. He's
I
gonna
know.
break
I
us
love
this
Gabe
Me too.
Velarde, and
Me
And, like,
too.
every acquisition they got from the Kings was so good. That
I mean,
trade,
and like
that trade was so
Alex
good.
Iafallo made the Oilers his bitch in the past 2 playoffs. So see ya later. Thank God you're not in my division. Such an irritating player to play against. And like the Kings never really utilized Kupari properly. He was always on their fourth line.
No.
Never got PK time, never got power play time. I think Kupari's gonna have a good year. I like Lowry as the captain. Niederreiter, full season for him. Ehlers will be healthy. Perfetti, once again, will be healthy this year. And you know, Connor Hellbuck's a top 3 goalie in the league, so he'll win them games. I really like the team this year, and
Good team.
we'll see what they do when it comes to playoff time. Maybe probably disappoint like they always do, but I like their team for this upcoming year.
Yeah, me too. I think I didn't realize Hellebuck's still only 30 years old.
Yeah,
Like
he's still
Jari's
relatively young.
2 years younger than Hellebuck. Like that's crazy. I thought he was a lot old. I thought he was like 34, 35
He's
at this
been in
point.
the
But yeah,
league forever.
he had. It feels like it, anyways. But he's really.
I think he was
good.
what, like 21, 22 when he started in the league or something.
And I didn't know that. I thought he was at least mid-20s when he started. So
he's
that
been
was a
in the
bit surprising
league
for
for-
me.
Okay. Do we just go on to second place? We'll
Yeah, I
Sure.
mean, you guys summed it up. I got nothing to add.
All right. Second place. I got the Avs.
I have
I have the
Dallas.
Avs. Ooh.
Okay. I mean, let's put it this way: the Avs aren't as good as they were in 2022, right?
That's what
Obviously
we
not,
said
right?
last year.
I just they're banking on Ryan Johansson becoming good again, and like at a $4 million cap, it actually isn't that bad compared to an $8 million cap hit in Nashville.
Listen, I'm gonna
Um,
fucking cry. Stop.
I like the Colton acquisition. Miles Wood, that's such a dog shit contract. Oh my
The
god.
best contract.
That's bad.
Tatar is a steal at 1.5 but man, like the bet on Duran is fine. It's a 1-year deal, almost league min, but you need Gabe Landeskog. You know, like sure Colton will do well, Johansson might do well, and Tatar will do well there, but like you need Gabe Landeskog. He is the Avalanche basically. I know it's McCarr, I know it's McKinnon, Rantanen, but he's the captain of that team.
Yeah,
He leads that team.
there's the reason he
example.
has that captain's badge.
Right. I mean, defense is still, damn good. I mean, McCarr, cover athlete at NHL 24, coming out in 2 days. Got Taves still. Taves a free agent next year. He might get like 9-10 million, man. Taves is going to make some bank.
He's gonna get PAID'd.
Byram hasn't really stayed healthy. Hopefully he stays healthy for once. That's always been kind of his issues, even back in juniors. Josh Manson is still relatively decent. Wow, Sam Girard's only 25?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
insanely
I thought he was
young.
like 27.
No, he went in the 2015 draft with like all the other
Yeah,
stats.
when
Jeez, yeah.
Really good
Nashville
players.
picked him up relatively young in the drafts, and then
They picked him up for when did they get him? I forget.
So he was only 23, 24 when the holy crap. I thought he
Yeah.
was a bit older than that. Okay,
Mm.
well, I learned something new today.
Yeah, he
And
was
like
in the Duchesne trade.
yeah, he was.
Stop.
And then
Fuck.
I mean Kyle Turris. Okay.
Dude, I'm gonna jump out of my window. I'm not even kidding.
And then like I'm still not sold on Georgiev as a starter. Like I know he had a good year last year, but still I just never really liked Alex
Georgiev's gonna
Georgiev.
become elite just because you hate him. I want you to
Sick.
know that.
Yeah, like I'm just not sold on the Avs this year because the team I have in first place that we all have in first place.
What?
I really like them.
I have the Stars in second.
I thought you had the Avs in second.
No, I said the Stars.
Oh, okay. Well, wait, did Nick have the Avs in second?
I did
Yeah.
have the Avs, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, why do you have Stars at second?
I have the That was the weirdest way to say it. What the fuck? Okay. I have the Stars in second. That was way funnier than it had any right to be.
Why do you have them second? Just say it.
Okay, I have the Stars in second. Mainly because stop laughing. Mainly because I just think that Colorado's gonna just stay a machine. I don't know. I know they're missing Gabe Landeskog, but I feel like they're just too good. That defense and that offense. Even without that, I mean, even if you don't like Georgiev, they're just way too good. And so I think that they'll finish first. And I think Dallas got a bit better, but not better enough to take over that number one spot. That's what I'm gonna say.
All right. Well, I got obviously I got
So
Stars.
why'd you have the Stars in second? I wasn't really paying attention.
Fuck up.
I had the Stars first. I think front to back.
So why'd you have the Stars first?
They're probably my early cup favorites right now. I think Rupe Hintz is out. I don't know.
Hard to start the year, I think, but he'll be back.
Yeah, I think so. But like they're freaking really good, like all around. Heiskanen is one of the most underrated defensemen in the league. He's really good. Jake Ottinger is going to be probably the best goal in the NHL at one point. He's freaking good already. You got Wyatt Johnson, who had a great year last year. He's just going to make a bigger push this year again. Like Joe Pavelski was really good last year, and he's 39 this year.
Yeah.
Like you have Jason Robertson, you got Tyler Seguin, like down there as well, who's in his 30s now, but still as good as he once was. Evgeny Dadonov, who like is one of those guys who just happens to score 20 goals every year, just by staying in the side of the net and just potting him home, right? Like Duchesne is there. I mean, they're just really good front to back. Like I don't really have any complaints about this team really, except for maybe like Ryan Suter, but that's kind of it.
Like my one complaint about Dallas is that their defense, besides Heiskanen, is it's not good. But like when you have a Norris level guy like Heiskanen, I think you can get around that. Harley, the thing with Thomas Harley is that last year in regular season he wasn't good at all. Actually he only played 6 games in regular season last year, but in the playoffs he was dang good. So you have to hope that he keeps up his progression because he's like what 22, 23. I think.
Yeah, he's still young.
Niels Lundqvist. I still like that trade, honestly. I still really have high hopes for Niels Lundqvist.
Me too.
But yeah, Suter is Hakanpää is Lindell, I feel like has taken a bit of a step back. Like I remember like back in like when he was young, like 24, 25 years old, like this kid was like a stud. He was like putting up 30-point seasons, and now he's kind of fallen off a little bit, but he's still serviceable. Like you said, Jake Ottinger's a beast. They got a lot of depth. You forgot to mention, guys like Mason Marchment, Stan Coven's going to come up this year.
Oh yeah, Stan Coven's gonna be good for them
They
too.
added Sam Steele,
Yeah.
added Craig Smith, Radek Faska. Sure, he's overpaid. What even happened, Radek Faska? Man, he used to be so good. He used to be actually really good.
He's still alright, but yeah, he used to be good.
He used to be I used to consider Faska one of the most underrated players in the league, and then
Well, he's really good defensively.
yeah,
Like really good.
he just no offense to his game now.
No,
None.
he's strong. He's good, like in the defensive zone. He's a good penalty killer.
Yeah,
But just offense, yeah.
yeah. Like this team, I think. Okay, I'm probably spoiling it because I think the conference finals. It should have been the conference finals this year, but I digress. I think it's gonna be Dallas and Edmonton. I think those are the two teams that that come out of their divisions and out of the West. And yeah, like I'm just really high on Dallas, like you said, Nick, and that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, but why'd you have Dallas?
Shut up. All right.
Right.
Well, why do you have the Avs first?
I told you why.
You did? Because you feel like the Avs are just gonna be a machine again.
Yeah.
So it's a gut feel, as Ken Holland would say.
No, don't compare me to him. No.
Oh, sorry. All right. Last division. Finally, we are here.
The Weeble Wobble division.
This podcast is gonna be 2 hours long. Holy shit! Imagine we had 4 people on here. Oh my god.
No, imagine if Ryan was audio, dude. It would be like 6 hours. He would go into every single Leafs player.
Like, I think Nick Abruzese is gonna put up 37 points in 41 AHL games.
He always gets so technical.
In 10 NHL games, he'll put up 2 points. Like, okay.
I really like this guy's Corsi.
This guy.
All right, 8th in the Pacific. I got the shitty Sharks.
Yes, I also do.
I almost put the Sharks. I actually put Vancouver.
Wow.
Whoa.
Canucks fans aren't gonna love you.
No, well, no, they're not. But it's fine because I just think Canucks are shit. I don't really like their team. I mean, you've got Hughes, and then kind of everybody else. I don't really like it. Well, they got Pettersson. Demko, he's good. It's okay. Demko, Hughes, and Pettersson, and then just kind of everybody else. Like JT Miller was shit. Kuzmenko, is he going to score really as many goals as he did last year? I don't know.
He had like a 28 shooting percentage. It was ridiculously high.
Yeah, I don't know though. Like Connor Garland is good, but like I don't know if he's like first line good. Brock Besser, we'll see how he does this year as well. I just don't like their team. I just think they've been bad for so long, and I don't think they're going to be any better. I don't think this year. I don't like their defense at all. It's just not good. Again, Hughes and Hronek, and that's it. I don't like them. I don't like their team. Sorry, I just don't like their team.
All right, you want to go on the Sharks?
Sharks are also really shit. They're probably going to finish below Vancouver, but I
don't think that they're. I don't think that I need to go in on the Sharks. They're just.
I think everyone just knows how bad. I think everyone knows just like the Sharks are ass. Right? They finished what? I think they finished last place last year with the Norris Trophy winner, and now they lost him. So
dog shit. That's it.
You know what? Here, I mean, this is probably not a hot take. I think that the Sharks will allow the most goals against in the cap era. So in the entire history of the cap era, they allow in the most goals.
What is that current record?
I don't know, but whatever it is, the Sharks will beat it.
The Red Wings hold it.
Maybe,
oh my God,
right?
Someone look it up. It's almost like
fine, I'll
all
look
on
it
a
up.
computer.
Okay, just talk about the Sharks and I'll look it up.
Okay, the Sharks. Let's see. On goaltending, they have Blackwood, and defense they have Benning, and
I love Matt Benning so much.
I also love Matt Benning. Kakkonen is also one of their goalies, I think.
I used to have such high hopes for Kaapo Kakkonen.
Forwards, Granlund ass, but Granlund.
Okay, I found it. The most goals in the Cap era. Fun fact: it was this past season.
What?
335 by the Anaheim Ducks.
Huh.
That doesn't seem like a lot of goals against.
It's 77
It's
all time.
What's
All the other teams are in the 80s and the 90s, which
okay?
make
What's goals against per game on that though? Because
goals against per game. Okay, yeah, goals against per game is 4.09.
okay, and that seems like a lot now, but
yeah, that's bad.
it didn't
That's
seem
really
like it
bad.
didn't seem like a lot before.
4.09 goals against per game. Holy shit, Anaheim.
Yeah,
All right.
I disagree. Then maybe I don't think that'll
I
be
know.
broken.
Come on. At least Anaheim had good players on their team. They still had guys like Zegras and
Yeah,
Cherry,
but Matthew Benning.
Fowler. Okay, sir, that's my goat. I'm sorry.
Okay, 7th. By the way, fuck
well,
you, Shay, for taking so long. You made me talk about the Sharks.
Sorry. 7th, I
Anaheim.
have. Well, yeah, I don't even have Zegras signed yet. Or well, how don't they have Drysdale signed yet? Like that, like Zegers. Okay, I can somewhat understand. How don't you have Drysdale signed yet?
They don't want to pay him.
He didn't even play last year.
They
So like, what
want-
the hell is Why do I keep saying
Drysdale wants
Drysdale?
Drysdale wants $8 million a year or something.
Fuck it, take it. But
I
yeah,
forgot
like,
about Drysdale. I knew about Zegras.
but yeah, like the Ducks are just ass.
I think even if they had Drysdale and Zegras, they'd still be dog shit.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, I'm guessing they will get signed. Maybe not anytime soon. Wouldn't it be funny if Zegras misses the December 1st deadline? That'd be so funny. He's just too busy hanging out with Dixie D'Amelio.
He got too Hollywood now. He's
Too Hollywood.
He's too Hollywood. He doesn't understand that he still needs to play hockey.
See, you know what? Trevor Zegras is gonna grow the game just because all of those TikTokers are like, "Oh my God, Dixie D'Amelio's dating this hockey player."
He's gonna do a I don't know if you know what I'm gonna do the reference. He's gonna do a Le'Veon Bell. He's gonna worry too much about trying to get paid and forget that he needs to play.
I was gonna compare it to like what's happening right now with Kelsey and Swift. Like oldest Swift, he's like, "Oh my God, Tay is dating."
Oh my God,
NFL
she's
player.
fucking everywhere on my Twitter. It's the
Dude,
most annoying thing.
They're
not real. Those fans are not real.
They're not.
I'm gonna tell you right now that motherfucker isn't real. But no.
Oh wait, sweet Nick. Do you have 7th Anaheim or San Jose?
7th, I have San Jose. 6th, I have Anaheim.
Okay, yeah, both teams are still dog shit.
Well,
yeah, they are bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, 6th
6.
place.
And Vancouver.
Well, we just talked about Anaheim. I got Seattle.
I have Vancouver.
Ooh.
Vancouver's anal. They're ass.
Yeah, exactly. They're bad.
They're
I
ass.
have them last.
But I think
they're bad.
I think Demko will kind of do good. So I just want Demko to do good.
Do well.
So yeah, they're 6. Just hopeful.
Well, for me, I have Seattle 6 is because their goaltending was so bad last year and they made the playoffs that I don't think that's gonna happen again. You know, and like they can score. Like, you know, like in my opinion, the Seattle Kraken are the best finishing team in the NHL. All their players can shoot the fucking puck. And they lost some of those guys over the past season. They lost Donato, they lost Geeky, they lost Sprong. There's someone I know I'm forgetting someone, but they lost a lot of young pieces. And sure, Shane Wright should be in the lineup this year, hopefully more than 5 minutes a game, Dave Haxtell. But like he should be in the top 6. I just don't think they're gonna outscore the goalie issues. And I do like their defense somewhat. Vincent's a stud. I really miss Adam Larson here in Edmonton. Alexiak is good. But besides that, like Dumoulin did not have a good year last year in Pittsburgh, but relatively speaking, he's been solid in his career. Schultz is whatever at this point. You know, like I just feel like last year they got insanely lucky. They had an 8-game heater in January, and if they lose half those games, they miss the playoffs. So
yeah,
I just don't think they get lucky again. and
Let's.
I think they just fall back to reality. I think they're an 85-point team, which is on paper what they are.
Yeah, I mean, they won or they finished where they did last year, and their best goalie had a save percentage of 895.
Yeah,
So that doesn't really show anything there of how well they'll do, because
yeah.
that shows that regression is coming.
And so that was 6. Nick
Yeah,
had 6. Anaheim. We just talked about them. Who do you have
Yep.
6 again?
I had
Vancouver?
Vancouver, and I just
Yeah.
said that they were dog shit.
No. Okay. Well, 5th I have Vancouver. Just missing out of the playoffs. Last few years, I've had the Canucks making the playoffs, and then they always miss by 2 points, and they always piss me off. So now this year, I'm saying they're going to miss the playoffs by 2 points, and I'll watch them make the playoffs because they absolutely just hate me. But like, I think this year you can relatively say they have a decent team though. We can all make fun of JT Miller because it's fun. It's awesome to make fun of JT Miller.
He's gonna
But
be the
like
captain.
Elias Pettersson is going to hit 100 points this year, right? I still think Brock Besser's a third goal scorer. Kuzmenko is going to have some regression, but he's still a great top 6 player. Garland's a fine second line player. I like Pavillier. The Police Suitor edition is awesome. Niels Hoglander and Vasilia Podkolzin. They added Susie. They added Ian Cole, 2 defensive stable guys that go in their bottom 2 pairs. Hronek will be there for a full year. Quinn Hughes, obviously just named captain, probably going to be top 5 in the Norris votes. And Dapper Demko's an elite goalie. So, like, they got a lot of great pieces. It's just if they can finally put it together. And that's why I have them missing by 1 point, because that's what they've done the last few years. And yeah. Oh, I also forgot Ilya Mikheyev. So they also have Ilya Mikheyev. No,
You
I
just did
really
that
like
to
this.
be mean to Coral.
No, I know. I truthfully forgot about Ilya Mikheyev because I'm on Cap Friendly. Like, oh yeah, all these players. I scroll down, like, oh wait, shit, Ilya Mikheyev's on IR. But no, like, there's still a hole defensively, and maybe you need someone else in the bottom 6 to get going offensively. But it's still a relatively solid team. I just think that the 4 teams ahead of them in the Pacific are better. So that's what I think.
Okay, at 5th I have Calgary.
I also have Calgary.
And mine was Vancouver, so I don't have to say much.
Let me just pull not Vancouver, Calgary's team here. I think Calgary are going to be more or less the same as they were last year, and they missed the playoffs last year. I mean, they might be a little bit better. They could fight for a playoff spot. They could be in a wild card spot. There's just a lot of question marks around this team. Their goaltending is one. I mean, Markstrom's fine. Vladar's fine, but like, I think Markstrom's kind of getting old too, so we'll see what happens. That sounded really mean. I wasn't trying to be mean, but
No, go
their
ahead.
defense is they got like Mackenzie Weegar, who's really stable, has been stable for quite a while now. But you got guys like Hannafin and Shillington and Zadorov. They're guys that, like, Zadorov's been pretty stable defensively for a long time now, but there's just a lot of defensive pieces in there that have been like just okay. Like Rasmus Anderson's really good. And then you go to your forwards, and like, is Huberdeau gonna have a good year again? Like, is he gonna be as good as he was in Florida before he got traded? Like, Jacob Peltier got injured again. Like, Mangiapane, how do you pronounce his name? Mangiapane or something? So weird. Anyways, Mangiapane is one of the better secondary scorers for them. I think Elias Lindholm's their best player on their team. So he should lead the line this year for offense. But apart from that, it's just kind of a lot of like question marks around this team. I think they're going to perform more or less the same as they did last year.
Yeah. I agree with a lot of that. And I think that they can go anywhere from being 5th all the way down to like 7th in the division.
Okay, 7th is a bit of an outreach, man. Let's be honest there. Come on. They're not going to be Ducks Sharks bad. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, they can be.
No, they won't. This is coming from like their biggest hater. Let's be real here. You pulled that out of your ass. Come on. You literally just pulled that out of your ass.
Okay, maybe I did.
Yeah.
but at the same time, fucking Nick had
What do you think I've
Vancouver.
been doing this whole time?
Yeah, Vancouver. Nick had Vancouver 8th, and you were like, "Oh, okay." And then I'm like, "Oh yeah, Calgary can flame out and finish fucking
Listen,
7th,"
I
and you're
wrote-
just like, "No."
I wrote hot takes yesterday thinking we were doing a hot takes podcast, and in it I had Vancouver finishes dead last. So whatever.
Yeah, and you didn't give anything to him, and then I'm like, Vancouver could flame out and finish 7th. Because in my eyes, they're a very boomer bust team.
It's like-
and then you're just like,
it's
no,
like-
fuck you, man. Vancouver,
The
Calgary's
biggest
pretty
rival,
good.
and you're like, whoa,
Calgary's
whoa,
good,
hold on a
bro.
minute,
Whoa,
hold
whoa,
on.
whoa. Let's be reasonable here. It's like, whoa.
No, Calgary is more mediocre than they are bad.
Yeah.
I feel like
They're
they're
not
very
bad, they're just
boomer
mediocre.
bust.
Well, like,
Yeah, exactly.
I have Calgary 4th making the playoffs, by the way. Like, I'm not sold on the Kaji deal still. Like, he has 6 years left at 7 million AAV. He's gonna be 38 when that ends, 39. So that's a yikes. Sharon Govich, I mean, probably a 40, 50 point guy there. No, if I was Calgary, I would give a lot of time to Matt Coronado this year in the lineup. I think they should give Poche a lot of playing time when he gets healthy. Truthfully, I think they should just give the starting job to Dustin Wolf, like as of right now, and then you try to dump Markstrom $6 million. They won't do that.
Who's gonna take that
they should.
contract?
Someone will. Someone who needs a goalie. Markstrom had one bad year. He still has value out there. Maybe not as much as he would have had a few years ago, but he still has value.
Does Edmonton take him?
No thanks. I mean, Edmonton also kind of broke Markstrom, so it's okay. We don't.
Edmonton broke that entire fucking team. What are you talking
Yes,
about?
sir. We did.
And then you are their biggest apologist out of the fucking 3 of us.
Because, like, listen.
Do you just feel bad for them?
I feel bad for some of their fans. I'll say that. Because a lot, but no, like, Blake Coleman was okay, I guess. I mean, the team really seems to like Mikhail Backlund as their center, or as their captain. Sorry, I can't speak right now. But like Nick said, it's just a very mediocre team, and yeah, that's why they're 4th place wildcard spot, because they're just mediocre as hell. I don't know why I spent that long talking about Calgary. I could just summed up in one word. So sorry about that.
I just think they're very boomer bust there.
So boomer bust that they finished in 7th place.
Yeah, that's the definition of boomer bust, dumbass.
Okay.
Sorry, I just came back and I just heard that. I have no idea what you've been talking about for the last couple minutes here.
Nothing.
Anyways,
3rd place.
all
I got.
right, all right.
Wait, we're still in 4th.
Oh, we're
place.
on 3rd.
We're on 4th place.
Oh, you guys are on 4th. I already said my 4th place team. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah. 4th place, I have Seattle.
I also have Seattle.
All right.
Okay. I miss Jared McCann.
That's
all I have to say.
still like one of our highest view videos of Ryan saying Leafs masterclass.
Yes,
Leafs
yes.
in Jared McCann.
Yeah.
I miss Ellie Tolvanen.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I do not miss Kyler Yamamoto.
I am gonna miss Brian Dumoulin a little bit. Even though
I miss Ellie Tolvanen.
Man. Isn't it Eli?
Yeah, it's Eli.
It's either.
Or is it Ellie?
Well, Eli sounds more.
But he's got 2 E's. Finish. I don't know.
It's Finnish, so it's
Anyways.
weird.
All right. Well, Seattle 4th. I can get any reason.
There is no reason. We just miss players.
I just miss players. No, I think with Seattle, I think you touched on it perfectly. They have some crazy good finishing in their offense, like McCann I mentioned. They still have Jordan Eberle, right? I think that's the name they have. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know if you guys know what that's from.
Eberle, no, this is from the World Champions. I know that one guy.
Eberle. Yeah. So I always just call him Eberle. Anyways.
Tyler Seguin.
No. Seguin. No, Seattle, I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. Last year, they were kind of surprising. It's like their only 2nd year in the NHL, and they, made the playoffs. They gave a good push to Dallas for a bit as well. But Offensively, they're really good. And you mentioned Adam Larson; he's been really good for them. That's
miss
one
him.
that I kind of clowned on. Yeah, that's a move that I clowned on when it happened, and it's been thrown back in my face. So, um,
You
I
can
just have
say
to
that
mention
about
that
almost
he's a good
all of
player. So
Seattle's moves.
that's kind of true because their draft was really shit. Like it wasn't like
It
Vegas's
was
draft where they
really
just kind of
shit.
like every player handed to him. Like they have Andrei Burakovsky as well. He's really good. Um, Yanni Gord, who was really good for so long in Tampa, he's been good for Seattle. Yeah, just a really good. Matty Beniers as well. You didn't even mention him. Really good rookie of the year last year, and probably going to score even more points for the next who knows how long for Seattle. So
Yeah.
we'll see what Shane Wright can do as well. I'm excited about Shane Wright because I'm really high on him. I still think Montreal should have probably taken him first overall, but I mean, we'll have to see what happens with Seattle. But
I
the only question mark I have with them is their goaltending, but that's about it.
I think that Seattle will finish fourth mainly because I don't like any other team in the Pacific more than them in terms of how good they'll be. I think that they are going to have a massive regression considering their depth got worse and that goaltending is just.
What was
But
that? Like a fart?
just a fart noise. They're but I think their top end can somewhat carry them, and it's just that I don't like that Pacific Division. That's why I call it the Weeble Wobble Division because it's extremely fucking top heavy. So yeah, that's about it. And you guys are muted, and it's very uncomfortable. So I guess now since I'm the only one not muted, we'll go directly to third, and I have.
I got LA third.
I also have LA third.
I don't know what Nick has because he's muted.
He's muted. He's gonna come back again, and it's gonna be me shouting at you.
Sorry, I have LA third as well. I almost laughed at that. What was that fart?
Yeah,
who farted? I have LA third.
I made a fart noise because I think Seattle's goaltending is dog shit.
LA, like, I don't like the Dubois trade at all, and they still don't have a goalie. They have the 1920 Flames goalie tandem with Talbot and Rittich.
Big save, Dave, bro.
Like, and LA fans can clamor all they want about having Kopitar, Dubois, Deneau as your three centers, but like, my guy, you're just gonna trap it up 24/7, so you're not really gonna score goals, and like I'm just not high on them this year. Like I think the goaltending is gonna cost them. I think losing Velarde is gonna hurt. I think losing Iafallo is gonna hurt. And like guys like Turcotte haven't taken a step up. They just put Fagemo on waivers for some reason, and Akil Thomas, which is stupid.
I saw that.
Fagemo's
Akil Thomas hat trick for them.
Yeah.
Been good at developing.
By the way, Fagemo is 100% getting claimed. I don't know by who, but he's
100%.
Anybody who doesn't claim really him is dumb.
And like they overpaid for Trevor Moore, like $4.2 million for the next 5 years. That's Victor Arvidsson's a UFA next year. He'll probably, if the cap going up, Victor Arvidsson can get $6 million. He's still right in his prime. And like, sure, Clark's gonna come up this year, but I don't know, man. I'm just not sold on that goaltending. Like that's bad. That's one of the worst goaltending tandems in the league. Like we thought Ottawa's was bad and Detroit's and everyone else's. Nah, LA is definitely like bottom 5.
Come on, don't be mean to Copley.
North Pole, Alaska, Phoenix, Copley, native.
Anyways.
Oh, I was like, why did you say that?
Because he's from North Pole, Alaska.
Okay. All right. Oh, he's actually. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right,
no,
all right.
he's
literally from a city called the North Pole.
I know. I'm looking at it now. I know. Sorry.
He's from Mr. Claus. But no,
Mr.
I hate
what
fucking LA has done to their team. Getting rid of who they've gotten rid of: Dursey, Velarde, Iafallo, Kupari. I even, and I know a lot of people want to rag on Corpusalo, but when you have somebody like that perform that well for you, I find it hard to believe why they didn't at least give him like a smaller term contract, even if it meant a little bit more money.
Yeah.
And also, trading away Quick like they did was just rancid.
That's the business part of it.
Yep, but
It's a shitty
I got a
part.
pressing question. What do you guys think Quentin Byfield does for them this year?
I
If
think
he doesn't step up, they're trading him.
yeah, I think
Hmm.
LA is fucking him up just like. Well, let's be fair. Out of those top 3 picks in that draft, only one of them isn't getting fucked up, and it's Stutzel. It's Stutzla.
That's true. I'm still
Byfield's
a
getting
huge
fucked
believer
up.
in Byfield.
They're not using him correctly. I don't believe that they will ever use him correctly unless they get a new coach. They're fucking him up. They just suck about him. But yeah, I think he doesn't progress. He gets traded. Don't know to who. And then I think maybe depending on who he gets traded to, he becomes what they think he was going to become.
What I think sucks for Byfield is that they've got Kopitar. They've got Kempe. They just traded for Dubois. Or he signed? I can't remember if he got traded or signed. Anyways, and they got Dano there as well. So like, where's the opportunity going to be for Byfield? Like down the
Yeah.
middle. I think it's really weird. I think not only have they not treated him right in terms of like where he plays, but also they've made moves to kind of prevent him from making that jump. I'm still a huge believer in Byfield. I have been since he stepped foot in the OHL. It just kind of sucks that he is where he is now, but that's why I was like, I don't know if he makes the jump or if they end up just like trading him because he's still young. He's 21 years old, and he had a good run for a little bit in the NHL, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with him. That's sort of like my big wild card on this team is players like him.
All right. Second place in the Pacific, I got Vegas.
I got Vegas as well.
I'll be right back.
Okay, can you at least see your
Oh,
team?
Jesus.
Uh,
Is it the Stars?
Edmonton.
You have the Stars second again.
Okay. With Vegas, like, they're still gonna be a good team. They got Riley. I mean, they traded away Riley Smith, but Paolo Dorofeyev should fill that role pretty nicely. Their defense is still solid as always. I'm just still not sold on goaltending, right? Aiden Hill had a great playoffs, obviously, but it really reminds me of what Jordan Binnington did, of what Matt Murray did, where they came out of nowhere, led their team to a cup, they got paid, and then they start to regress. That's what it really reminds me of. And even with Aiden Hill regressing, they still got Logan Thompson on a deal below league min, by the way, which is insane. But no, they're still a top 3, top 2 team in this Western Conference, and yeah, that's all I got for them. They're still going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, pretty much agree with all the points you made there. So I got nothing to say about Vegas.
Where the hell did this guy go?
Well, I guess I can talk about Edmonton because I have the number 1.
Yeah.
I have the number 1 for one reason. It's Evan Bouchard.
My guy, yeah. Love him.
I have to mention him. He's great, isn't he? Like, he was really good in the playoffs last year for Edmonton. And I think he's definitely going to make that jump. What's he making? 3.9 for the next
3.9.
3 years?
2 years.
2 years? That's a really good contract too. Back-to-back 40-point years. A lot of Knights legend. I mean, he's unreal. But no, Edmonton's. I mean, when you have McDavid and Draisaitl, then you have guys like. What do you think of Darnell Nurse? You think Nurse is going to have a better year this year? He should.
I mean, he should. I mean, he's not going to be playing 25 minutes a night now because Ekholm is going to be here full time. But I mean, they just had to find a partner for Nurse. Like, he's been babysitting Cody Ceci for 2 years. Like, we need an actual partner for Darnell Nurse. And I think that's the only thing the Oilers need, though. They just need one more right-hand defenseman. I think they're set. Like, I think you can make do with Stuart Skinner. Like,
yeah.
In the playoffs, Skinner wasn't great, obviously, but in my personal opinion, it's biased. I know he should have won the Calder. And I was gonna say during your Levi take, like, I just don't think Levi wins the Calder because it's like they're afraid to give goalies the Calder trophy. They just hate giving them out.
Well, I think when the Binnington thing happened, but he was like older too.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of backlash behind it. So like, I don't know. I think the league is kind of biased against goalies. I think you're right. Like,
yeah. But
Don't always give them the recognition they need.
but no, like this team. I mean, they were tied with Vegas last year for first place in the conference. They're all you needed was 1 point, and they would have had the conference clinch. So they're gonna be good again this year. They got Connor Brown, Holloway. Hopefully not playing 4 or 5 minutes this year. I hope to God he doesn't play
He
four or
looks like
five
a
minutes.
beast. He was like a missile out there. The one
No,
guy, I watched the highlights.
yeah, he's been great this preseason. Rafael Lavoie scored the other night. He has a rocket of a shot.
Yep.
I really hope Lavoie makes a team.
Yeah.
No, like this team's gonna make the playoffs barring a major injury. And they'll probably make it out of the first round. It really depends if they can play defensively, if they can do well in their own zone. Just keep up 5v5, and they can do that. Like I just don't see how they don't win the cup if they can get those things down.
I also love
Especially
Ryan McLeod. Yeah,
I
Draisaitl as
love
well.
Ryan McLeod so much. Oh my god.
McLeod's every time I watch the always play, it's just like all over the ice. You're just like hitting people, stripping pucks away. Like he's a coach's player. He's energetic.
Yeah.
He's fast. Also Sam Gagner. I don't know you guys had him. That's a throwback.
Yeah, back on a PTO.
Yeah.
And for some reason we have Adam Ernie here. I don't know why.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I don't know why Adam Ernie is here. I don't think he's coming back.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not like we can just wait on him. I mean,
yeah. I mean, we'll give okay. How about this? What's your cup final prediction?
Right now I'm gonna say Dallas and Carolina just because I have them. I think they're like two of the best teams on paper. That's why I have them where they are in the season. It's gonna be tough for me to really say until like mid-season what my true predictions are gonna be. But right now I'm gonna have Dallas, Carolina, and I'm gonna have Dallas win the cup.
All right, for me, man, I'll be biased. I'm gonna go Edmonton in the cup final. I truly think that they're ready for this. I'm probably gonna get my heart broken again, but you know what? I have hope. I have a lot of hope in this team this year. And I know I went on a huge rant on the Rangers, but I have them making the final because of Igor Shesterkin, and we beat the Rangers in 6 games. Bang. Oh,
Damn.
welcome back, by the way, Mr. Rossi Rue.
Did you guys finish? Did you guys finish the episode?
Almost.
Basically.
Okay, just finish it up and let me know.
Well, you don't want to give your thoughts on the Knights or the Oilers?
No, I don't.
Why? Why? Yo.
Just let me know when you guys are done.
Are you okay?
All right.
Are you okay? Okay.
Let's just finish it up.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, I got the Oilers and the Rangers in the Cup Finals. You got the Stars and the Canes, and that's it. I know this podcast is gonna be like 2 hours long. This is gonna be hell to edit, but you know what? That's all right. So let us know your guys' thoughts. Who you think will make the playoffs? Who you think will win the cup? And I'm just happy hockey's back in 9 days. That's the way I think that matters.
Me too. Well, the OHL's been back. Knights are 2-0. Kasper Haltinen looks like a beast. He's got 3 goals already. He looks really good. Sam Dickinson looks like a stud as well. He's probably I think I tweeted the other day. He's probably gonna be the first defenseman to go in the draft. Like he's really good. But yeah. So I've been watching some Knights hockey. But yeah, NHL hockey will be back soon as well. I'm ready to get heartbroken by my Penguins again. So I'm excited.
First game,
but also nervous.
Bedard and
yeah, we'll see how that goes. Bedard is
All right, so thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you next time.